Alright, ladies and gents, welcome back to the Formula One episode time. Did that even make sense? Formula One episode time? I don't think it did. I'm speaking out of my ass again. But let's get right into it, lads, shall we? Okay, I want to talk about Red Bull here, lads. We've got, 4 rounds left. We're going to get into all that coming up for the preview for the Brazilian Grand Prix on Friday, guys. But today we're talking F1 news. And it's, Red Bull, they're very used to making very quick decisions. For instance, when they got rid of Pierre Gasly back in Red Bull, brought in Alex Albon. They got rid of Lawson this year. Very, very quick decisions, right? I mean, now they're dragging their heels on confirming their 2026 lineup. Look, obviously we've got Verstappen. That's a given. We don't even worry about that one. But it's kind of weird. I mean, normally you'd have Formula One teams at this stage, not, depending on a scenario, but, especially for a team like Red Bull, they've got their ducks in a row. Obviously they had some crap go on this year, drama behind the curtain, but normally you'd have your stuff lined up ready to go. And yet here we are, 4 races left, 2 sprint races, and they're still saying they need a bit more time. Now, what the team principal is actually saying here is he's actually saying, we're in a mess, there's some politics going on, and we don't know how to make everyone happy in the board of directors and the shareholders and investors without blowing up the entire organization. I'm translating for you, lads, because that's exactly what's going on. I know this, the internal politics, and let's be clear, this isn't about Yuki Tsunoda's place or Liam Lawson's potential. This is about money, control, and Red Bull's identity in the post-Adrian Newey, Christian Horner era. And it's messy.
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move he's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front. What a move from 5th all the way to the lead in lap 1.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter. Walsh. Motor racing, Formula One especially, it's got 2 realities running side by side. That's maybe a good way to explain this. There's the racing, clean, well, meant to be clean, thrilling wheel-to-wheel stuff that die-hard fans live for. And then there's the boardroom warfare, let's call it. The sponsors, the politics, the big money deals that make or break careers for drivers. Sometimes even the team itself, the internal team, but mainly the driver is the one to get the stick, really. Let's call it what it is. And right now, Red Bull, I think, are sitting on a pressure cooker. Max Verstappen, we won't go that he's untouchable here, okay? That would be a bit strong because he did only finish 3rd at the last Grand Prix. Now, look, hey, still a great result, especially what they're coming back, you know what I mean? They're fighting back, but we won't go with that he's untouchable. There's seats, that seat is carved in stone. He's not going anywhere. But Yuki Tsunoda, talented, yeah, fiery, yeah, Japanese driver with Honda roots. Oh, hell yes. That should be in bold capital letters, lads, with an exclamation mark at the end. And he's on the bubble. Red Bull are heading into a brand new engine era. Now, the question isn't, can Yuki drive? Can Yuki bring value? Can he attract sponsorship? Can he expand the brand in Japan? That's because you've got a €1 billion operation. It's not enough to just be fast, lads. You got to pay your way somehow. And rewind 1 year ago, all those questions for Yuki Tsunoda would have been real. Okay? He would have been, because again, Japanese driver, Japanese engines. It's a cruel sport, lads. It's a cruel sport, and I'm just calling it for what it is. All right? I'm calling it for what it is. And the irony is that that's exactly what Sergio Perez went through. And, they already brought cash and commercial muscle to the table here. And that's why he was in there in the first place. And yet the minute he outshone Verstappen and, well, over the last couple of years, they started slowing him down. Translate for you here, lads, okay? Sergio Perez, only I think 5 or 6 days ago, you can check it out online on YouTube, but he was getting interviewed by Karun at Sky Sports. And Sergio was saying that he was like, nobody can compete at Red Bull. Nobody can survive with Verstappen being there, with the driving style, etc., etc., okay? What he's basically saying, let's translate this to plain, simple English, he can't actually admit this, okay? He's got to be very careful with what he says on screen. What he's basically saying in plain English is that everybody shines around Verstappen. Everybody, he is the golden goose, the golden boy. Every effort, every muscle of effort is put into Max Verstappen, and no one has a chance. Okay, no one. He even said Hamilton or bring Charles Leclerc to the team, and no one will have a chance. This is not because of how brilliant Verstappen is. Verstappen is brilliant. But it's not because he's that good that no one can possibly do anything around him. Total rubbish. Total rubbish. All the attention is with Verstappen. I've been saying this for years, you know. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here, you know. I really do. I've been saying this for years to everybody. Now, I get it. There's some people that are in denial out there that are Formula 1 fans, right? And they don't want to hear this. I understand. But look, Hamilton, but look, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything for you here either, lads. I want to give you the raw honesty because everyone is full of crap. And I'm sick to death of seeing commentators that were racing drivers, and even I've known some of them, and even these guys are lying through their teeth. They're lying to you out there. I'm not lying to you. Now, I get things wrong, and I always put my hands in the air, you know. I've always batted for Lewis Hamilton, and I don't even like the guy. I'm not a fan of his at all. I'm allergic to the guy. But I'll still bat for him. You know what I mean? And, you know, it shouldn't turn you off the sport, hearing some of these truths. It shouldn't. Because I still love the sport. And believe me, there's a lot of politics more than people know. More than people know. You know? And, you know, maybe you're in the tennis world, and, hey, I wouldn't have a clue of that world, the politics behind the curtain. I wouldn't have a clue, you know? Now, let's talk about the chessboard here, lads. Option 1, you keep Tsunoda. Now, it keeps Honda happy, but they're gone next year. Honda are gone. And you've got to ask, does Yuki have the consistency to justify that team? I mean, really? Meek said he's at his best in a long time in Mexico. But 2/10 off Verstappen in qualifying 2? We're on about qualifying 2 now, and he's 2/10 off. Like, guys, do you know how much 2/10 is? It is a lifetime of I mean, it's times like that when if you're 2/10 off somebody, your heart drops to the ground. Drops to the ground. Now, option 2, you've got Liam Lawson. Okay, do you bring back Lawson? What is he bringing to the table? Now, he doesn't bring cash. He doesn't have a marketing empire behind him. He doesn't, well, it looks like anyway for now, he doesn't have a huge sponsor, a huge behind him. So is he a real risk? Okay, maybe, maybe not. But I'm going to go maybe. I mean, the fact that he got booted out of the team so fast it would make your head spin, that was a huge red flag there, lads. That was massive. Now, option 3, Hadjar. Okay, he's having a good year so far. Actually, he's having a bloody impressive year. I gotta hand it to him. You know, he's having a great year for, well, as they call them, the rookies. Now, do you bring him in? Now, I would think if they are going to bring in Hadjar, what they did is they've been teeing this up for a while. If Hadjar goes to Red Bull with Verstappen, what they've done is they've brought him into the Red Bull team, the junior team, and just give him a bit of experience, get him up to speed, and then boom, bring him into the main team. Then, now, he wouldn't have needed to do that, but the fact that they needed Tsunoda in the team this year, Japanese driver, Japanese engines, well, it suited them to bring in Hadjar into the second team. You know, It makes sense. I mean, it makes total logical sense. Now, here I think where this all kind of comes together, lads. You know, Red Bull, they have, well, okay, they seem to have making a remarkable comeback here in the last few rounds, but could you give them they're untouchable? Could you give them that label right now? I mean, you can't, lads. You just can't. You just can't. I mean, if they pull this off, winning the championship this year, the greatest comeback in motorsport history. The greatest of all time. I mean, it'll go down in the history books. People will make highlight reels of this, highlight videos that people will watch them, replay them so many times and make your head spin. You know, I mean, it would be unbelievable. But if Verstappen wins this year, it only increases the tension. And because every year he wins, his influence grows, his control grows, and if you're the team boss, that can be kind of terrifying because you're walking a fine line between keeping your superstar happy and preventing your team from turning into Team Max Racing. Because at the end of the day, guys, Red Bull are selling baseball caps, T-shirts, the Max Verstappen bloody toothbrush, the shoes, right, the underwear, whatever it is, okay? They're making money. The more of a superstar Max Verstappen is, the more people get behind him, the more people are spending money, okay, on major deals. I mean, it wasn't the same, and now, quote, forgive me, lads, I'm not a football fan or have any knowledge on football, but I think they were saying the same thing about David Beckham, that he was making an ungodly amount of money selling, what is it, the number 7 Man United top, or whatever it was, or he went to play for that, is it Real Madrid, the white jersey? Anyway, but apparently that was the same thing, you know, and that happens a lot in sports, in every type of sport. Let's be honest here, lads. You know, I've no doubt, you know, LeBron in basketball is doing the same thing. He's making an ungodly amount of money behind the scenes. But let's just round this up here, lads. Okay, Red Bull, they're not confused. They're not unsure. They're calculating here. Just spell it out in simple English. They're watching every race, every press conference, every telemetry readout, and keeping an eye on all this. Yes, no two ways about it. But what they're really keeping an eye on is the background policy. Or politics, sorry. That's what their eyes are at, their flesh and blood is on thing. Now, one thing's for sure. Laurent is a smart guy, the Red Bull boss. There's no two ways about it. He's an engineer at heart. And that's what you like to see, I gotta admit. Even though, look, I'm a massive Christian Horner fan. I love the man. I love the guy. I'd love him back, and I still would. This guy, he's doing all right. He's quite impressive, you know? And it is nice to have that engineer who's the team boss. You know what I mean? It really is. And I think Verstappen would love that too. Believe me, lads, every racing driver I've ever known would love that, right? You wouldn't say they would prefer that over Christian Horner. I'm not saying that. It's just the fact that this guy is the team boss. It's like, oh, hey, great. And I'll say it again. At Red Bull, this isn't about who's the fastest, lads. It's about who fits into the machine for 2026. We've got massive rule changes, as we all know, for 2026. Massive. But in Formula One, speed is one thing. Politics is what wins championships.
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move he's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front. What a move from 5th all the way to the lead in lap 1.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter. Walsh.